Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Tuesday night live at 4C Comics. And we got a full house. This is everybody. Everybody, say hi.
Hi.
Everybody,
Hi.
hi.
And hi to everybody. Emilio, Ronald, Jason, welcome to the chat. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. It is a very, very special show.
Wow.
We got
25 people already. That's crazy.
Yeah, everybody wants to know. They're like, "What's up?" Nerd from Brooklyn wants to know what's up.
Hi.
Because if anybody watched last week, which probably was a little smaller than 25 people opening. I think we opened with just like 2 or 3, and then we ended up with a lot of people. But yeah, we're going to be make a very interesting introduction tonight for you guys. We got a new member of the 4C family. This person has worked for IDW and DC and Marvel. They do incredible work. They are a very sweet person who will reveal male or female. Female. So Annika wins. She gets another lady in the house. And let's see, unless Ken wants to say anything else, without any further ado, we'd like to welcome Nick to the room. That's Nick Varela. So everybody say hi.
Hi everybody. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Nick.
So Nick has worked on a ton of different stuff. How long ago did you get a piece from her, Bacon? This is how long Bacon's known about her.
2017.
17, but she's been around since, for years, working on stuff. You told us a great story from when you were 21 on, but you've worked on Poe Dameron. You did that really cool thing for the 1872, which was the Secret Wars event. You did
Hyperion,
yes. Like the Wolverine, exactly. The Wolverine book, The Enemy of the State. So she's worked on a ton of stuff. Yeah, very cool. So hi, thank you for joining us, and yeah, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Hi, Jason. Hi.
And then Facebook user says who dat. I'm only assuming that's Avi because he never seems to give Facebook permission to read his name, but it could be anybody really. Which is why it's important for you guys to go out and give StreamYard permission to your name. Click on that little icon so that we can know who's talking to us, because we like to know who we're talking to.
It is Avi.
Of course it is. That's what. See, I can just guess. I don't even have to look.
West Coast Bacon.
Well, I will say this: we're very happy to have Nick as part of the 4C family. She's an amazing artist and an amazing person. So hopefully, you guys are going to be happy with the offers that we do and the art she's going to be doing and stuff.
Sure.
She's not really a live drawer kind of thing, so she does have some bones worked out on some pieces.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can claim those tonight if you want, and she'll work on them. And then we're going to open up a commission list at some point. We'll
absolutely. But we have. She showed us one piece earlier, which is fantastic, that she kind of worked out, which is just to give you an idea. And Ken, what are we doing for the pricing on these?
It's $250.
$250.
And it's an 8.5 by 11. It's about it's a bust half figure.
Right. So here, if you want to blow that up, Ken, look at this gorgeous thing.
No. Thanks, Jeff.
That gorgeous thing. That gorgeous thing.
This gorgeous thing.
That gorgeous thing too. Look at all the gorgeous things. Check that out.
Phenomenal.
Just trying to get it all in shot. Haven't quite worked out the camera on this just yet. I don't want it to look warped. She's looking.
Yes. Oh, there we go.
Soul.
Look at this, guys. Lee was nice enough to throw up everything you could ever want to know about Nick.
Yeah.
In one little thing. Look at that.
SV. Well, I feel like most comic artists, they end up going to SVA if you're based in New York or New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah.
No. So that's an example, guys, of the stuff she's going to be offering up. And you said you have some bare bones worked out of some stuff already in case to do a little drawing. If somebody wants to take one of these, we could see what are they already picked the characters out, or are they just figures, or how?
Yeah, they're one is Shikla, so I'll show that right now. It's similar.
Uh-oh.
It's like a bust too. I was gonna say, is Michael in the room?
Yeah, where's Michael Benham? Yeah, that's what we need. Look at that.
Yeah, I was thinking of him when I was doing that. It's calling to him. So
Wow, that's gorgeous.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and next I have.
It's funny that you knew him. It's
Yeah,
funny
well,
that you knew him based on the character.
Yeah, well, because he kind of said, like, I have a thing. Like, I really like Sheikla. And I'm like, you're not the only one. Like, I know everybody has favorites. Like, I think Ryan, he also really loves Gambit and Rogue.
Mhm.
So, which is
Yeah.
always cool. Because, like, I have favorites too. So I understand.
Oh, somebody typed
Next
here.
is-
I wonder if that's Mike. I need to get on Facebook so I can find out.
I
Since
got it.
nobody's
It
giving,
is.
of course it is. Nobody's giving
Yep,
StreamYard
got
permission
it.
to see their names.
He says,
He's like,
got
I already
her
got it.
already.
He's already got her.
Emilio wants to know what is your favorite one to draw? What's your favorite character to draw, Nick? What do you like really enjoy if somebody suggests to you? And
I don't necessarily have favorites per se, but I mean, like, I always like drawing Deadpool because that he's just a fun character to draw. You could explore so many different things with him. I remember when I worked on Return of the Living Deadpool, I got to come up with so many different kinds. So that was really unique and fun. In terms of like women, I don't know, I guess like Sheikla is always fun to draw because like that's a character that Riley Brown created, and I like a lot of Riley's stuff. Don't tell him I said that. No, I'm kidding.
no, yeah, Riley's great. Sorry, so you have a Shikla. What else do you have worked out back there?
I have a punchline too because I know that she's pretty popular as well.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
I love Punchline. She's crazy. I love her.
Yeah, she seems to sell really well in terms of like people grab her a lot. Like when I draw like either sketch cards or if like I do sketch covers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
This-
tears.
And the chat is the Night of the Living
Facebook user?
StreamYard permission. Yeah.
Well, this Facebook user that's on the screen is a former guest of the show, Maria Sinapo.
Oh wow!
So she's saying hi, guys.
Hi,
So-
Maria.
Hello.
hey. No.
Yeah, I wish I could see the pictures and the photos like associated with everybody.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is when they don't give StreamYard permission, then you see nothing. Absolutely nothing. But
And
yeah.
I have one more image in case any. The most famous one that I've drawn, another Laura Kinney X-23 as Wolverine.
Ooh.
That may or may not already be purchased.
And these are all available for claim, folks. $250. Just remember, there's the 4% processing fee and $25 for shipping.
Yeah. But
They're
if
all
anybody's
available
interested,
except for this one.
All right,
Taking
guys.
instead
we
of
heard that.
calling dibs.
So X-23 is gone. Sorry, Emilio. You can't tag him.
No. Emilio can have it if he wants it.
So there you go.
I think he's just saying that he knows folks in other groups who are always looking for X-23.
Yeah. That is,
We'll let those folks know that we're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
So
she's a very popular character.
yeah. She's great.
So are we offering up an open list, Ken, for I see Ken kind of went into the background now, or is it just the ones that are already started? I don't know.
Well, the four that she just showed are available. And we will do a separate commission list. We'll start that on the show tonight for those of you that are watching.
There you go.
And then whatever's left over, we will post up on the group tomorrow.
There you go. Oh yeah, Jason's like, what about a Jane Foster?
Well, that is for the open commission list. I will jump on. Of course.
Yeah, I just typically did like the characters that I get commissioned a lot. Those seem to be the most that people really like.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if Ken asked Eric to ask this, but we just talked about this before the show opened, that we're all going to be, everybody up here was going to be at Heroes Con. So we were like, hey, Nick, do you want to come to Heroes Con?
Last minute.
There you go.
No, I
exactly.
mean-
That's an open invitation.
No, I know. I was thinking about it. I'm like, I'm not sure I can though. It's last minute.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
But I'd love to
we
go.
put you on the spot, but no pressure at all. If you come, we'd love to have you. But there, even the audience members want you to be there because I know Eric is going to be there.
I haven't been down south. I've only stayed along the East Coast, really.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing down here in North Carolina you're missing is Heroes Con. There's nothing else.
Well, I've
Unless
been
you're
to
Carolina Hurricanes
Corolla.
fan.
I've been to
But you're-
Corolla before, so in North
There you go.
Carolina. Yeah.
Well, even
There
if
you
you're a Hurricanes fan, they're not in the playoffs anymore, right, Bacon? They're already knocked out. Is that correct?
Hence why the playoff beard is gone.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Wow,
That's funny.
looks so different.
I know.
Annika does not approve.
You can see my second and third chins now.
So,
It's how
if
we
there are
count
any
the passage of
questions
time.
for Nick in the chat, go ahead and we can ask them while she's here. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
absolutely.
love to take questions.
Or if anybody
I'm
wants, like I
always-
said, we have the Punchline, we have the X23, we got the Shikla, and then we even have that Harley Quinn. So if anybody wants, those are all $250 a piece. And if anybody wants to get on the list, we're gonna start it. Officially, we'll start it on the Facebook page, sort of, but you can get your name to the top of the list by picking now, and you can pick a character, and we can put that on the list. So if anybody wants to get
Yeah.
on the list, jump right into the chat, type it in what you'd like. We can ask her about it. You can get her reaction, and then we'll once again, she's not super into the whole beginning to end live stream drawing, but we promise you she'll do a great job on it and get it done for you guys.
And,
I am
and
drawing.
Nick,
though. I'm sketching as we're talking.
Nick, will you be at any cons this summer or fall? Do you have anything booked?
I'm not sure yet. I always do this because I'm always on the go. I'm usually traveling to England, but I may be at Eternal Con this summer and possibly another con in October, but not New York Comic Con. I guess since COVID happened, I've been going to smaller cons just to kind of avoid the sort of con crud and the plague.
The masses.
And, yeah, and just it doesn't pay to get sick, right? So got to stay as healthy as possible and make sure if somebody does commission me or work does come in that I'm healthy and available.
Sure. So where are you located? Where do you live?
I am in Queens, New York.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, born and raised.
Oh. Oh, so yeah, we'll be. We'll be at New York Comic Con, but only for the Thursday and Friday. But I'll be up there. So sorry to hear you're not going to be there. But listen, yeah, it's definitely missing the crowds because there will be a lot of people there. So
No, I know. I mean, if I decide to change my mind, I'll let you guys know. I don't know yet. It's always a scary thing, going back to a big con after, something like that. So.
Facebook user asked, do you like costume design? Like taking a character and designing a new costume for that character?
Yeah, I do. I actually got to do that on 1872 with Red Wolf. That was my official design that I created for the character that they use pretty much everywhere. And also, I think they did a couple of tabletop toys with that design. I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
There's a few other
Cool.
things too. Yeah, a lot of my stuff has gotten turned into they've used it. Well, the Deadpool stuff that I worked on, the heart, where he's like this. That's mine. That was taken from my artwork that they
Oh,
used in the Valentine's Day campaign. Yeah,
that's great.
yeah.
Jason Harris says, Heroes is amazing. You should try it at least once someday. And Emilio says that has to be fun when that happens. And I would imagine he's talking about characters.
So I have a question about Heroes Con. Is that a good trade show for collectors, for comics, for comic
I
artists?
think it's
I'm always interested.
it's more for comic books than
It's
pop culture.
it's not a pop culture show. It's very creator and collector oriented. So it's a nice change of pace when you go to the ones that have all the photo shoots and all the other stuff that's going on. And a lot of cons can be like flea markets for stuff that's adjacent. And this is really a very comic centric, lots of creators, writers, inkers, pencilers, even editors but it's all about the books, and it's about having the people who love the comics and read the comics be able to meet the people that make the comics and walk up to them and tell them how much they appreciate and get their wears and tears and just comics everywhere. Not like, a comic book convention with one comic book dealer. There's tons of comics. So it's a pretty great show.
No, I like that. I appreciate that because sometimes you never know, when you go to a show and you're just like, oh, I'm lost in a sea of actors.
You're right. Yeah, there definitely are. Those shows are more commonplace, and we understand why. Sometimes, they need to make money, and then the actors is definitely a way to bring in the people to who want to meet the celebrities. But
Of
we
course.
we do love then there are a handful of these shows. I think she stepped out for a second or dropped off.
So Emilio says, I have a small local show I go to that is strictly comic vendors with a few comic guests. Their show this summer has Joe Rubinstein and Mike DiCarlo as guests.
Nice. I think that one's up in the New England area, if I'm not mistaken. But I know that both those guys are doing a show up there, so maybe it's a different one. But yeah. No, it's always nice. Like I said, those always remind me of the shows I used to go out when I was a kid, when it was just about getting back issues, and then you'd have like one or two guests. Those were always the fun shows. Like, a lot of the shows I go to now, every once in a while, it sort of just feels like, somebody's just trying to sell prints and they're trying to sell their wares. And it's just like, it's not necessarily for me, but I understand, they're filling out spaces and everybody wants to do that. But yeah, it's a little different in Charlotte.
Yeah, I find that I always do well, like I said, in trade shows, and I'm always happy to like see people like I haven't seen for like years, or like serious collectors. And now that I'm sort of like coming out of my shell again, like post-COVID, it'd be nice to see everybody.
Yeah. She's back.
Sorry, I had a work call. It's been a crazy day.
There we go. So yeah, guys, if anybody wants anything from Nick, just you can throw it in the chat, and we will. It's $250.
Open claims, folks.
Open claims. So we'll take them in. So if you guys want anything, we can show those pieces again, so you guys can see a couple of examples. I don't know if Ken has any, since he's in the background right now. Maybe he can find some like actual examples of some stuff that's out there that she doesn't necessarily have with her that maybe some other people have gotten.
He's got guests, it looks like, from another company in the background, so he probably can't answer.
Invaded.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Watch out.
Hi, JJ. I'm Monica.
Jason goes right to the art.
Go away, Jason.
It's not even a hi.
Don't say hi, Jason.
Oh my gosh. The whole clan.
What's going on?
The whole Captured Collectibles crew is at Ken's house at the moment.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
If anybody's ever gotten anything CGC'd by us, then I guarantee you 100% that we went through Capture to get it. They're great to work with, and they've been helping us out for quite a while, and they do an awesome job. Ken says Annika wants to claim a Jane Foster Thor.
Oh no, I
Emilio has a question. Nick, how long have you been working in comics?
I've been working in comics. I know I look young, for 15 years. So that's how long I've been doing this. And also doing like concept work and illustration work. So a lot of advertising too. Yeah, that's how long I've been doing it.
Nice. Where did you start your training to work in art?
So originally, like, I was self-taught, and then I started taking painting courses when I was very young. I might have mentioned this like a while back to Riley on his podcast. So I was about like 9, 10 years old when I first started painting, and I was mostly doing acrylics. This was a woman that was teaching out of her home. So that's like kind of where I first started doing like more like extracurricular art stuff. And then from there I went to like an art high school, and then like I landed in SVA. But yeah, I was a very serious kid. I was like, I want to paint. I want to do all these things, because like I have artists on my my mom's side of the family. A lot of them were, photographers and really incredible painters. But yeah, that's how I first got started.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Let's see.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a lot of people's, like, maybe not the painting part, like as a little kid, like wanting to do oil paints and like figure out like color mixing and all stuff like that. But I'm sure it was like a similar thing, like you start drawing and then your teachers encourage you. It's like, yeah, go do this thing.
Yeah, no. That's great. Oh, you already have your first claim up here. We've got a black canary with the Neil Adams costume. So,
oh, okay.
Well, Oh, okay. Bacon's covering the Terrificon part.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yes,
sorry, David. I know, like everything else, we've been able to say yes to, but we can't say yes to that. Unfortunately, we don't know if we'll get it in time or not. So
right. If
When
listen,
is
if we do, if we
Terrificon?
happen to get it in time, David, we can definitely try and make that happen. But it's not, she may get 50 commissions, and we're not going to make her send them one at a time. So, but we'll do our best.
All right. Emilio says, what types of painting do you like the most?
Can you be more specific? Do you mean like me physically painting stuff, like as a medium, or do you
I'm
mean
going to
like
assume
actual
so.
artwork? Well, in
Yeah,
terms of
I'm not sure.
like classical work or like paintings to choose from, that's kind of hard to choose because there's so many. But in terms of like a method, like I was always really into watercolors. Like in high school, I was actually doing a lot of painted comics similar to Kent Williams and John J. Muth, and like any other famous like cartoonist that you can think of that's like doing like mixed media. I was into that, so that's what I was doing, and they were like, "Well, there's no real application for it." At the time, they're like, people are not really doing painted comics anymore. And then Kevin Wada, I was like, "But you see, like, so there you go." But yeah, I mainly what I started doing after school was a lot of digital art. Like I kind of followed the Freddie Williams route because like his book was like a huge inspiration to me. And then like after that, like I picked up Clip. I was like an early adopter of that, and it made things a lot easier, especially when you're dealing with like money and space and stuff like that. I mean, of course, the equipment is it's hefty, but it lasts a long time, and I thought it was a good investment. Except when somebody asked me for a physical page,
Let's see.
Oh, what was your previous question? Oh, she answered that earlier in the stream. Maybe why I didn't. She said Deadpool, Jason, but I'll let her answer it again. Jason Harris asked, what do you like to draw, or what would you like to draw? He likes to check with the artist first before he orders.
Whatever you want. My preference has nothing to do with it. If you want me to even draw a horse, I don't care. I don't shy away from a challenge. I'm very much like recently somebody was waiting on a commission, and he was like, I have a list of characters, choose. And I said, don't make me choose, just choose one. So he picked Kindred, and I've never drawn him before, so that was quite a challenge, and it was exciting, and also like, oh my god, these carapace is like, it's so hard drawing like all the tendrils, but it was fun, and I'm happy with how it turned out.
But I know earlier you had said like a character you have fun drawing is Deadpool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there you go, Jason. So they give you something to think about. Yeah, just let us know if something moves you. And you know what? If you want it, we can show those other pieces just in case someone's new and hasn't gotten here. If you want to show those pieces you already started working on again, or the one that's almost complete. So we'll see.
Yeah,
there
I'm
we go.
working on this one. I'm gonna be inking this in a minute. I'm just kind of like
beautiful Shikla.
Come on, Michael,
really
claim
cool.
it.
I know. And Michael said that he has one. He has something by you, but he did say, but he did say that one looks better. So I don't know if that means that he, I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to say. It's one of those compliments that's
It's
that's how we'll take
backhanded.
it. That's how we'll take it.
That's funny.
So there's the Shikla, and then it showed that Harley Quinn that you already have sort of complete there. That one was beautiful. If anybody wants to see that, look at that.
Yes.
Look at that, guys. I mean, this is just an example of something the kind of the quality you're going to get from these sketches.
Already done and available for $250 plus 4% processing and $25 shipping.
That's right.
Boom. Look at that, Becker.
She's looking at
Almost
you.
like I'm a real boy.
I actually worked on a Harley Quinn story. It was a Valentine's Day special. It was kind of like it was the Amanda Waller one. I and I forget the other character's name. I'm blanking a little bit tonight. So yeah, it was like cutting between like sort of like an espionage story, like 2 different espionage stories. It was really fun.
Nice. So there you go. She got the Shicklush. There's also a X23 and a punchline that she's got laying around too, working on, guys. So if any of those sound good, she will finish them up and add them to the list of stuff. So if anybody wants to get anything, remember, guys, open claims, $250, 8.5 by 11, sort of headshot, torso-y, busty kind of things.
That punchline is so good.
I believe Ken said there's only going to be 10 on the actual list, guys. So whatever gets claimed tonight, we'll cut out that number before I post tomorrow.
There you go. So we've already got
claim now so that you can ensure your spot.
Exactly.
X23.
And there ain't no way that X23 is getting posted if it doesn't sell tonight.
As I said, I'm pretty sure that Bacon is claiming that X23.
Yeah, unless listen, we always give you guys preferential treatment. So if anybody wants to steal it from Bacon, I mean, if you just want to steal from Bacon, and you could just get it.
You'll also get 1 random item from his house, too.
From my house? Oh, man. I don't know if you
stealing from Bacon. It could be a thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we'll call it. Stealing from Bacon. Welcome to Stealing from Bacon. Well, let's see. Yeah, but we'll all be let's see, 2 weeks and 2 days. We will all be in Charlotte, North Carolina for Heroes Con. So that's gonna be fun. So you guys can catch us there. Oh, we got another claim.
Jason Harrison. I see Annika's creeping in there too.
So Jason wants either the Cosmic Herald Thor or Nightcrawler. So it's for you to choose. He gave it down to 2 characters for you. He's gonna make you make a choice, basically.
I know. It's like I want you to make a choice.
What does the Cosmic Herald Thor look like? Does he look different? I haven't
the Donny Cates Thor. It's like the black costume.
I haven't kept up with
that.
I don't know if I've even seen that.
Well, I'm gonna send you a picture, sir.
There you go.
All right, send it to the live chat. So if Ken isn't still talking to the Irizays or whatever their last name is, God, maybe he could post it and show us.
Like you're trying to pluralize. It's great. I love it. The butterfly transformopods.
Is this Aries? Is this Aries? This is
Ari. Let's see.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of this, Nick. Just I personally tune it out. However you do it is gonna be.
Nick, we actually do all love each other. We just act like we don't.
I love that.
I mean, Annika and Ken are gonna spend the night at my house before we go to Heroes, so there is that.
I wasn't invited to that party.
As long as they don't have to be an earshot of you sleeping, Bacon. I mean, I'm sure that's fine.
The second that Ken posted it earlier, we already knew you were getting one, Annika. So,
well, it's official now because I just typed it to Cheyenne. Oh yeah, guys, if you have issues with invoicing, please message Cheyenne. Miss Annika is taking a break.
Yeah, she's been fired. She's been let go.
Wow.
Look,
wow, guys.
Wow. Look, Kessler, you and I was being nice with you for a long, long time. I was even claiming stuff, but now you can't claim anymore. Now it's over.
Bacon, I sent it to the chat.
Oh, there you go. So
sweet.
So now Bacon can see what the Herald Cosmic Thor looks like.
I have seen that.
Oh.
Ken, we need you to post it.
That one.
Let's see.
Don't you have? I can hear.
Oh wow, that is. I did not even know that costume existed. That's interesting.
What?
That is cool.
It's a thing.
What do you need, Bacon?
Put this up.
I only ever drew Thor once, and that was in a flashback with Hyperion.
This. Let's see.
There you go, Jeff.
There you go. Cosmic Herald Thor.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. That's really cool.
Yes.
want to add Ken so badly. Whenever like the Aries are doing something funny, I just want to pop them up.
That's right. Annika and Bacon have the ability to share it to mess with the StreamYard, and they can see him in the background already.
Oh yeah. I don't have those. I don't have the keys to the shop.
No, I don't get that kind of responsibility.
Well, you did have that kind of responsibility, and you couldn't figure it out.
That's very true. It's very true.
Let's just be real honest.
I'm just gonna drink my iced tea.
Bacon X23.
No,
Shan
don't
has
put
yet
that in
to
the
like
chat. I haven't done that yet.
I'm getting ready to ink it now, I think.
Ooh, look at that.
Ooh, cool.
Getting ready for the inks.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
gang.
sorry. It always looks
Very
warped.
nice.
It's like I don't want to show it this way. And it's like she has two different like size boobs.
Jason Harris, to answer your question, wait, what? Annika got fired. No, Annika escaped is how I would describe that. Andrew Pop says, is Nick going to Heroes? See, everybody's asking
It is
about Heroes.
No.
We
not
might be
big.
able to bully her into going to Heroes, but as of right now, Nick is not attending Heroes.
She will not be at Heroes as
Wait.
of this time.
Guys, I learned this at MegaCon. It's Pope, not Pop.
Pope. Sorry.
Watch
No
is gonna
offense,
text and be like, "That's not right
Andrew.
either."
Mark Kessler says, Bacon is salty. You think he was a hockey fan. Hey, your country did win some random tournament.
The random tournament is the World Championships of Hockey. So yes, we did win that.
Well, all right.
See, Nick, you gotta get used to my hockey side. It's a thing.
That's okay.
But Bacon's in full baseball now, so the hockey's over.
I am, but I'm wearing my 4C hockey jersey right now, so there is that.
All right, gang. I've got to pop off. I have a phone call I need to make, so I will see everybody later. Nick, welcome to the team, and I'm sure I'll see you around again.
Yeah, definitely.
Night, Becker.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
All right.
Jeez.
This Nick. We don't know. You're just gonna have to wait and see, buddy. Nightcrawler or Cosmic Thor. You're not gonna know. That's what you get for making her choose. You don't get to find out.
I mean, I actually really like Cosmic Thor. He looks really cool. So if you want me to do that.
There you
There
go.
you go, Jason Harris.
Don't you love how she posed the question though, Jason? So now it's back in your hands, and you have to make a choice.
You have to make a
Make a
decision.
choice.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have to make that decision. That's my Jedi mind trick right there.
Let's see.
Yeah.
And then if you guys wonder, once again, guys, if anybody wants to see and you can't wait for 2 weeks for Heroes, Mr. Chris Bacon and Ken Carson are going to be at Philadelphia Comic Expo this weekend.
Yeah.
So please go see them. They're
Alrighty.
going to be go.
I already saw my first commission, and it looks amazing.
Which one is that? Which one is that from? Which artist?
Ooh, I commissioned J.G. Jones because I've never met him before.
And he's already got it going for you. That's fantastic.
Mhm.
This is Bacon's first convention of the year, so he's very excited. So yes, they are. You're going to be there, and you are going to be there with Jim Shooter and
Mr. DiCarlo.
Mike DiCarlo. That's correct. Yeah.
And by the way, last I heard, we can still take a few more commissions for Mike if anybody would like. The post is still on the group, so just let us know in the next day or two so that we can let him know before the show starts.
That's right. Well, maybe we'll bump the post this evening to give you guys one last chance.
It's like you're the social media director or something.
No, well, you know, I just say words. I always said I'm Ronald McDonald here. I have no actual power.
You're making me jelly. I want to go now.
Yeah, I think it was so late. I think we actually tried to see if you could come, but
Yeah.
but it was too late in the game. I think, unfortunately.
So we got those two shows, and then San Diego in July, along with Oh, geez, I'm trying to keep track of all the shows Ken's doing. Besides, we're doing Terrificon in July. I think Ken even has another show in July before San Diego. So if you want to catch
How-
up with 4C, we're
How is
everywhere.
San Diego?
Craziness.
Yeah.
Annika lives
the
in San
artists do well?
Diego.
Oh, okay.
But so she goes every year. But last year I was there with Ken and Annika was there too. And most of the artists did great from what I hear during that show. It was the first one back in 2 years. So it was a little less busy. I think there was only like 120,000 people versus like 160,
Wow.
so.
Yeah, I'd love to do that one year for sure.
It's
I've never been to
definitely an
California.
experience.
Mhm. And that Toronto in August, I believe that is correct. Yes, Emilio.
Oh yeah, Ken and I will be at Toronto. Are any of you two coming?
No, I can't make it to in August. Because that's the 1 month so it's like I'll be big into June, and then I have the one show in July, and then I got to take August off because I'm doing a show in September and October. So can't do them all. That's why I'm glad there's multiples of us, so we can do different shows. But that'll be a great show. That Toronto show should be fun.
Yeah, it's got a pretty good list too so far.
Yeah. Yep.
So Nick, do you have any art from other artists?
I'm not much of a collector myself, but I do actually have what I mostly have is Garcia Lopez's work, because
Nice.
even though like I'm a fan, I'm also good friends with him too. So I always love seeing him. Like last time I saw him was at Phillies, so I've missed so many people. Like I just haven't seen them, with all the COVID stuff going on. But yeah, like I also say like when I was younger, I used to collect a lot more, but I collected a lot from like webcomic artists.
Okay.
Before it became like really popular, and now some of those people, they don't do art anymore, which is really sad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the web stuff has not carried over. Listen, a lot of that stuff was fantastic too.
Yeah. Like one of the few people that are still around is like, I think it's like Lackadaisy, right? Because I started reading like, honestly, like late 90s, early 2000s, so I was pretty young
Right.
when I started reading that stuff. But yeah, like a lot of my favorite people, they're all like doing something else. So
yeah. Linda Craig says Garcia Lopez is the GOAT.
he is the GOAT, and he is the sweetest person ever.
He is incredibly nice gentleman. Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's 100% guaranteed yet, but I heard a rumor that Mr. Garcia Lopez might be very close to us at Terrificon.
Which would be
He's
nice.
wonderful.
Yeah, he's always a pleasure. Let's see. Andrew Pop wants to know, or I'm sorry, Pope. I said it. Wants to know if Nick has any original art from the Return of the Living Deadpool book that you worked on.
It is all digital.
All digital. So Amelia answers Amelia's question. Amelia wanted to know if all of the things you do for your published work is digital, or are there any actual physical pages?
So there are physical pages. So I have like a kind of like a not so nice story. This is something that I told Ken. One of my only physical pages was sold. Like I gave this to like an old art rep that I had, and I wanted it for like a certain price. He ended up selling it, I assume, with a VPN, like on like an Irish eBay site for way below the asking price. I think he sold it for like $93. So I have a Hyperion page floating out there that I barely got any money for it. And I'm really upset about that. And I no longer work with this guy anymore. And all my Mortal Instruments pages are physical, but after that job, I completely went digital. So that's like from 2009. But I remember there was like somebody, I won't say who it was, like in the business, they were saying like, oh, I don't think like digital artists should be selling their pages because it feels kind of scammy. I'm like, it's still my hand that drew the art. The only difference is like, you know, you don't want it because it was done, you know, digitally. But there's ways of like, you know, doing one of ones and notarizing it, which I don't think people really appreciate still, because you also have to look at like different markets, like especially like in like the performance art world and photography.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they make their living, and that's legitimate. It's definitely not a scammy thing. It's a
Right.
limited thing. So
Sure.
that's kind of what like I say to anybody, because so right now, in terms of like all my digital work, none of those pay, like nobody has a one of one. So if you want a one of one, I can do that for you.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can be official. And you could be like the first person in like the 15 years that I've been doing this, you could have an official copy of that.
There you go.
That's such a great point. I never thought about
Yeah.
that, because you're right. Photographers sell their photos one of one.
Mhm.
Yes.
So why wouldn't you expect the digital artist would do that?
I have a couple artist proofs that are one of one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause-
yeah, I do too. I even have a digital commission I got once, but
Mhm.
I don't see the huge issue that everyone has with it, especially if the artist is pretty reputable, or if you
Yeah.
buy it through a rep who's also very reputable.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of like, it bothers me though, like when I've heard people say that, but like the person who said that was a well-known artist in the business. And I thought that was a little bit weird, because I think that he works digital as well. And he's done a number of things for Marvel and a few other places. So I just thought, you know, sometimes I think comics doesn't necessarily look at like what the greater art world is doing in general. Because if you look at like fine arts and like going to SVA, I mean, it's like a huge, you know, like it really prides itself on like really trying to tell students how to price work like that, and also
Mhm.
getting involved in spaces like that.
Yeah.
But so like I don't know why you wouldn't apply that to comics
comics,
too, because if they're going into gallery spaces, or even like look at can't remember his name, but he did like a whole campaign back in the day for like Mac, but like through like DC Comics. It was All Red. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, you know, I'm just saying, like, when people say stuff like that, I go, I don't really understand where that's coming from. You know,
Right.
I don't know. So
Definitely.
that's my long-winded answer to that.
No. But did you sell any of the Immortal Instrument pages, or do you still have all of those?
I still have a lot of them because, like, I don't know, I haven't really come across, like, there was one person who recently, like, when I went to Philly, they said, you have no idea, like, those first couple issues that you did, like, and your character designs I really loved, and, you know, it's such a shame that, like, it didn't really, like, go through. And I said, yeah, I know, it's a situation that I can't really talk about still, even to this day, but it was very disappointing for me because initially, like a lot of people, I had a lot of pushback. You know, there was a lot of fans that were like, that's not the vision of this character that I had. And, you know, I was getting a little bit of harassment online. But then there were people that came forward years later. They told me how much they loved it. So I was like, oh, I'm surprised, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because it's based on a book series, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Well,
it's the whole like city. It's City of Bones, City of
Right.
Ashes, and I forget like the last book. But yeah, the Mortal Instruments, I guess, is that segment of books. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just remember the negative people are always the most vocal, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was going to say. You only hear the ones that are negative. You don't hear the ones that are positive until they're right in front of you telling you that they love them.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been very, very positive, like hearing stories like that. And I'm always like amazed at like, you know, people coming out of the woodwork. Like there was a few people that they said, like, you have no idea, like that Hyperion series, I loved it. Why did they cancel it? I'm like, oh, that's funny that you love it, because I was told that nobody liked it. But
Right.
that was like, I'm thinking to myself, why do you say these things to artists? That's not going to make them draw better. It's just going to make them feel worse about something. But yeah, so I wish I had more voices like of positivity that would have
Yeah.
like helped me get through.
Well, speaking
Well,
of
with
that,
these-
Fractured Fet in the chat says, "Hi everyone, congrats Nick on joining the 4C family. Loved your work on Poe Dameron." So there you go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That was a lot of fun.
Amelia wanted to know if you enjoy drawing male or female characters more.
Male. That is one that I get a lot. I love drawing male characters, probably because I'm, it's different, right? Because people tend to ask you to draw women a lot, and I love drawing dudes. It's it's fun. Plus,
Well, once again,
I like
like an
drawing guys with long hair too. So.
There you go.
Oh, there you go, Jason Harris. I feel like I know
Sounds like Thor's happening.
which way we're going.
No, well, listen,
Thor's
there you go. There's some long hair on that one. That's right.
I know I didn't want to say that because I know sometimes people are like, oh, she likes guys with long hair. I'm like, yeah, I love guys with long hair. They're so nice. It's so pretty.
Well, I can understand why people like getting you to draw the females too, because all of your females are very attractive, beautiful drawings.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
But as we said earlier, guys, we have an open claim for Nick. It's a $250 for basically a half figure, 8.5 by 11, and then just don't forget about that 4%.
How many have we got? 3.
We've taken
So
3.
far, we've taken 3 so far, so we've only got 10 spots. So
7.
7 left. That's it. And that's all
Annika
we're
jumped
doing.
in there.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little distracted tonight because I'm going to Philly with Ken on Thursday. I'm trying to get like 5 days worth of work into 2 days. So
Yeah, so we have 3 spots.
We have 3 spots taken, 7 left. So if anybody wants anything, once again, check out this. Look at this Shikla. Oh my God.
Come on, Michael.
I told Benham this one was already better than his.
Yeah, come on, Benham. You know you want it.
No, he texted me and he said he already went to bed. The lame-o.
Wow.
Ah, that's funny.
Linda, I feel you. I agree.
I have to replenish my coffers.
Her store of funds, but she's gonna remember that Nick likes to draw dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Linda Craig gets a lot of Wolverines. Linda Craig, I'm saying your name like you're not.
I do. Yeah. I mean, because I was actually surprised because somebody said, "Oh, you must be sick of drawing her." I'm like, no. I mean, I don't like. When I go to shows, it's like whatever you want me to draw, I'm fine with that. Where sometimes it does, like, it worries me is because like you don't want to get typecasted when you draw books, but like at a certain point, like I would like to go back, like go back before like 2016, because like I felt like they were putting me on like books that were like much more male centric, and just like stuff that like you normally wouldn't draw, or they think that you wouldn't like to draw, because like they like when I first got put on Deadpool, they're like, don't be scared of like drawing too much violent stuff. And then they were like, oh my God, we got to tell her to stop drawing so much violent stuff because it's just insane. Like, because even with 1872, they're like, I got to tell you, we got away with a lot on that book. They're like, there's so many exit wounds. I was like, oh, sorry. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. That's what happens when you get shot, right? They don't just go inside and vanish, right? They actually go,
I mean, I guess it was a little too much.
1872 was part of the Secret Wars, right? So none of that actually happened anyways. So don't worry about it.
No. I guess that's not what they were like. I think the higher ups were like, you gotta like cool it with these like exit ones, because I think originally the way like spoiler alert, I know it's been like 10 years, but for anybody who hasn't read it, the way Bullseye dies in that is kind of graphic. So they were like, yeah, can you like a little too it's a little yeah, I'm like, okay, but I didn't fix that. They just had the bull pen sort of tailor that back. But yeah, that was because like me, I'm just like, oh, okay, headshot. Instead, they're like, do the PG-13 version of that, where it's like
Yeah.
silhouetted, or you don't see his head. But it was kind of hard to avoid that because it's like he gets shot right through the bullseye.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah. You know.
yeah, it's like kind of impossible to do that.
Right.
So
I'd really love to hear how they wanted you to do that. If you get shot through the bullseye, but you can't actually see.
See it.
Yeah.
yeah, it was one of those things where I think they were like, yeah, well, we're gonna have to show it just can't be too like there can't be too like they're like too much brain matter, you know. But yeah, I thought I didn't do like too crazy, but I guess they were like, yeah, it's too much. So
No.
but that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that book very much too.
Let's see. Amelia wanted to know if there's any Marvel or DC books you haven't done yet that you would love to do.
Well, you know, it's kind of like now like the thing that like I really wished could have happened, the sequel to 1872, because we had like Jerry had like these really cool ideas, and because my editor, well, at the time he's no longer there. I think he's working, actually I forget where he's working for, but they were like, well, we don't know like how we could pitch like this as a sequel because, you know, Westerns don't really do well. And I said, well, we could try to make it a Deadpool book, you know, and they're like, that would be a good idea. But again, it was around the time that they were like, we want to have more continuity with the films. Now it's like all about the multiverse. So I said,
Right.
like, right place, wrong time. But I'm
Mhm.
still holding out hope. Like one day I get that call. It's never going to happen. But, you know, unless they decide to make a Western, and they're like, we're doing it. Because
Listen.
yeah, I know. I made like a really like gorgeous Western, like Deadpool. He had like super long hair. He actually had like a prosthesis for his messed up face. He's wearing like a poncho. It was really cool looking. I was like, if I got to do this, and you know, I was like, please, this would have been so cool. So yeah.
Wow.
That's why you kind of see him at the end of 1872. There's a preview of him with like Frank Castle, like also like a priest with like sort of long hair. They're traversing the you know, the desert together. I was like, there was definitely a story in that.
Yes.
So
Wow. No, I hope you get listening. Never say never. Weirder things have happened.
that's my white whale that I want really badly. So
All right. So we still have three. We have the three. We still have 7 spots left, guys. Whatever spots aren't taken on next list tonight, they're going to go up on the 4C page either later tonight or tomorrow. And we only got 7 spots left. So if you want to get something, it's only $250. You're going to get incredible quality work when the Shikla's done. And somebody earlier asked what Shikla is from. She's basically like a Deadpool character, sort of. She was married to Deadpool, and they dated.
yeah,
And,
his like third, second. How many wives has he had now?
the guy likes to get married, you know.
Yeah, because he was in love with Death, and then he met his. You know, I think his daughter's name is Ellie, like her mother, and then Shikla. So, and him and Shikla have a very, you know, fractured history. It's crazy,
Mhm.
but I do like the character, and I love Riley's design.
Yeah, I think we had Riley on here for a show way back when.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been quite a while. Maybe we should reach it back out and see if he wants to jump back in again.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a dual like show with me and Riley.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
We could.
That'd be
We
fun.
could. Just don't let David Williams hear anything about a duel. That guy, he likes to challenge everybody we have on the show to a sketch duel.
Yeah.
That would be fun to do like a sketch down. Like, I mean, I think Riley would beat me, but you know, you never know. Give him a run for his money.
Yeah.
What I liked about like going on his show is because like we both worked on Deadpool, so like there was like a really cool scenario where instead of like, because like the whole premise is like you're stuck on an island and there's options because the great god Poseidon stranded you there. So you have to figure out like which island is the least terrible. In this case, it was Deadpool that trapped us in one situation. So,
Oh.
and the other one was, I think, like if you could, if you could have like a mask to be anybody else, like, would you do that? And like Riley didn't want to go with that one. I was like, Riley, like we could literally be millionaires right now. Like, you sure you don't want to choose that instead? But then, like, just to make it more interesting, I was like, no, I gotta stick with Riley. We're gonna do the Deadpool world, the comic, escape the comic world. That like, so like Deadpool's kind of like Bugs Bunny in the situation, like doing like all these crazy things to like make us stay stuck in that world. I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun.
Oh,
That's really cool. Alrighty.
let's see.
I don't think we're good.
So one of my favorite things that you've done recently was Eve of Extinction with TKO.
Oh wow!
I love. I picked up a couple of their books. They're unique in how they release things. I just wanted to ask you maybe how that was behind the scenes, because they release things. It's already done. You can buy the single issues, or you can buy the trade. I just wanted to hear like how that goes about. They're kind of a unique publisher in that way.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of no different. Like I guess if they give you a schedule, you get it done, for like, before a certain time, and then they compile it all together and then they release it sort of like they do like a drop. Like I guess there's different seasons, like similar to like Netflix or something like that. I'm not sure if that model is working because like I haven't heard a lot of feedback about that. I'm not saying like it could be. I'm more curious to hear how the public likes that versus, like, because it's similar to manga where they'll do like a bunch of like volumes or pages and then they'll compile it together and then you purchase it. So how do you, as a consumer, how do you like that model?
They hooked me right off the bat because they had Garth Ennis and Steve Epting doing that Sarah book. So I bought that automatically, and I loved that I could buy it as a trade right off the bat. I just my entire spare room is full of single issue comic books. I'm almost 40, and I don't need that much space being taken up anymore. So the ability to buy the trade right off the bat was a huge seller, and that book was really good. I loved it. I've met both Garth and Steve since then, and they were happy. They were thrilled that I bought it and signed it. So it was just interesting to hear. And I bought Eve of Extinction too. I really like that. I'm drawing a blank on some of the other ones that I bought, but I bought a few from them, and I think it's just great that you can go straight to trade.
Yeah, I was actually supposed to be on that one. Actually, the
Sarah
book. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because now I'm doing like sort of war history comics, but with Sabaton. So that's a lot of fun. Just sort of taking their songs that they did and kind of, well, not necessarily like reimagining it, but putting it into comic form. And it's sort of like a delicate situation too, because, you want to make it, an entertaining comic, but it's also you have to deal with, like actual true war stories. And also trying to weave like their own cosmology into it, because they were like, can we like turn ourselves into superheroes? I'm like, well, the market's kind of saturated with that. Why don't we turn you guys into like demigods that are like, quantum leaping through time, kind of learning about like history and Midgard and all that stuff. They were like, oh, we love that idea. So that's how that kind of came about, just finding a gap in the market and saying, hey, do you want to do this? This sounds like a good idea.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah. No, I like I said, I actually went out and got Eve of Extinction just because I saw your name. Jeff alluded earlier that I've known who you are since 2017, but I went out and got that, and I just loved it. I thought it was great. So
I know. I actually forgot that I worked on that because like I said, I've worked on so much stuff I've forgotten over the years. It's like, not to be rude. I'm like, what did I work on again?
Yep. Shane says he might need a battle damaged Spidey. Yeah, you listen.
Ooh.
That could be something fun. I think Nick would enjoy that.
It's got the two things she likes: the men and the violence.
Exactly.
I know it's such a strange thing to say for a girl because like I'm sure like other girls are like, oh, like I like drawing pretty women. I'm like, I don't mind that. I love drawing like the blood and guts and
I love
must
it.
be like all the horror stuff. Like if you ask me like back in the day, like what I was sort of like looking at, like what I was interested as a young person, I like love watching the pencil test for like Ghost in the Shell. So like that exploding head,
All right.
or like Ren and Stimpy. So like really weird stuff, you know, like really like offensively like looking like odd stuff. So yeah, everybody's like, oh, can you do cute stuff? I'm like, I could do everything. Whatever you want me to draw, I'm very versatile. So I just tend to like gravitate towards like the ickier stuff more.
And David Desmond was throwing a little shade at you, Annika. He said, I got my invoice already. Annika was
I
never
already
that
told him.
fast.
I messaged Cheyenne the minute someone claims, and she does it.
Yes, guys. So we switched it up a little bit. So invoices are going to come a lot faster now. So Ken's daughter Cheyenne is going to be sending them out. So they're almost going to be automatic as far as live shows go, and as far as commission lists go on the group, I will send her the list as it happens. So
there you go.
More of an update.
Ooh.
Pretty.
I think by the time that's done, Benham will claim it. That's my Jason Harris says, because I think he's decided, he says Wolverine with brain matter on his claws.
Mm.
So I don't know if that's switching from Cosmic Thor or not. I'm so lost now.
Yeah, Jason, you need to give us a choice here, buddy.
Gotta specify the brief. Yeah, I mean, and here's another thing. Don't like, I want everybody to understand, like, don't think you need to please me, like, in terms of what I like to draw. I want what you guys want. Like, whatever it is that you really think that's cool, just ask me that, like, because I'm cool with that.
There you go. Jason said it wasn't a request. He said it was just a concept. Okay.
Oh.
Well.
All right, so we're still sticking with Thor or Nightcrawler, right, Jason?
Well, or Cosmic Thor, Harold. Either, yeah. There you go.
I didn't know he was called Harold Thor, and I read Thor. Ooh.
Linda Craig says the temptation is real.
I know, because you're like nailing everything Linda loves. Wolverine.
I guess he took over. I guess Thor took over as like the Silver Surfer for Galactus.
It's pandemonium.
I know. I can hear the Azaris. Look here.
Look at that guy. Look at that handsome guy.
Oh,
Ooh,
that already
look
came.
at you.
That came from the Philippines.
Wow, you get 3 for 1 here. It's 3 for 1, guys.
Jason, I knew Jason was gonna buy that. I saw you showing them that, and I knew.
No, show them the one.
Okay.
This one he already.
There's one that called my name. I couldn't help myself, but
Oh yeah, the Goblin. Yeah.
Guys, just so you know, these are some pieces from Felix Leonel, who was on the show a few weeks back. So
awesome, guys.
Look at that.
Like you have to be in person to actually get a feel for it. It's like wow.
Yeah, they're pretty impressive.
Like, wow.
With a pencil, what he uses for that, just
It's a pencil. That's all he uses is a pencil.
Yeah,
It's insanity.
He does ink his stuff, no? Or no?
he does. He only does like these on sketch covers.
Look at Monica's
Hey.
face.
hey, Jason and Ken,
Hi, Candy.
Monica and I are already setting up drinks.
Hello, Bacon. Hello,
Yeah.
Jeff. Hello, Anika.
Monica and I are already setting up drinks for Philly, just so you guys know. Like it's gonna happen.
We're gonna have fun in Philly.
Yeah, we've Monica and I have been texting since I saw her in the background, so it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
The plans are going down.
The plan
Yeah.
is going down.
You're stuck.
Just let me know what I gotta do.
Maybe I'll have to drive up on Saturday night for the after party one night.
If we're still alive by Saturday night.
Yeah.
Like hot signing this and
All right,
We'll see.
I'll be back.
So Ken's having a lot of fun backstage in the 4C offices.
So,
Can you
Jason, just for this one, we generally don't bundle because art comes in all at the same time. If like
Different
two
times,
things
all
come
at
in at
different
once, then Ken will refund you and send them together, but we don't bundle shipping because
Right.
it's too many moving parts.
She meant
Well-
they come. Art comes in at different times, and that's why we can't bundle.
Yes. We don't like to, Ken doesn't have a big enough place to hold on to things to get them all together to bundle for shipping. Plus, if if by some horrible accident something happens and something gets lost, we would rather have it be one piece than be 12 pieces. So it's one of those things where, and that that one of the, once again, that hardly ever happens. It's like a once in a blue moon sort of event, but it does happen, and that's why he can't hold on to stuff. If we have something, if we can do pickup, we try to arrange something like that. But for this op, we don't know when they're going to be coming in, so we can't hold on to other stuff while we're waiting for it. So that's the reason.
Bacon, that's for you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Downtown. Where are you going, Bacon? Downtown.
Downtown. I'm gonna go lick the Liberty Bell, guys. If you've ever seen How I Met Your Mother,
don't do that.
yeah, it's gonna
And then Emilio, I don't know. I know that a cup of the Felix Leonel stuff came, not the commissions, just the sketch covers that he did live.
Mhm.
Correct.
Yep.
I should probably
Commissions
get a
aren't
better
done
camera.
yet. I can't remember if Ken showed me anything else that's come in, but I don't think anything else. Oh, we're gonna have an offering pretty soon of remarks of a very popular X-Men artist. So those will be up. A very popular X-Men artist from like the late 90s, early 2000s. So those will be up at some point soon. Probably not this week because of Philly, but maybe the week after. Just to let you guys know.
And let's see, for next week's show, I think that we might be doing another Wheel of Deals. We might have a special guest for that Wheel of Deals.
Yeah,
We'll let
I
you
can't
know.
remember who it was.
Are you selling all your stuff on Wheel of Deals? Awesome. Annika's selling all of her stuff on Wheel of Deals. You heard it here first.
Guys, it's only Jane Foster Thor that I have. Let's just be.
Where's Dusty at? Is he on?
Yeah, Dustin will buy all of your
He's
Jane
probably
Foster
gonna buy
Thors.
all the art. So.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Dusty has a cover that I'm very.
And I believe, listen, Ken has a couple of those pages left from Doug Mankey's Swamp Thing that I think he's going to be doing some fun stuff with. So, guys, stay tuned for that as well.
Bacon, that's a question for you on the X-Men remark thingy mabobber you just said.
They are pre-done, and they are all on comics. They're not on blanks. I've seen them all. They all look very good. They're not his top style art because they're just remarks, guys. They're like a traditional remark, but very popular artist. He worked on a lot of X books with Chris Claremont.
Yep, and these pieces are going to be very affordable too. They're not going to be priced,
Guys, I'm the only one that really doesn't know who this is. Like, I'm not even pretending. I don't know who they're talking about.
We'll tell you soon. Don't worry.
It's that 3-hour time difference. It's that 3-hour time difference. You missed the early
3-hour time difference. It's the looking for houses. There's just a lot of things going on in my life, which is why I'm taking a step back.
We need a GoFundMe for Annika so she can make cash offers on houses so she stops getting outbid. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Those stupid companies.
Did anybody mention that Linda had called out Sabaton the band earlier?
Oh no, I missed it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess Linda heard you talking about that. So
Yes.
Can you kind of explain what you do with them?
Yeah, so what happened was like right around the same time that I started working for DC, I want to say that was like at the top of the pandemic before anybody really knew what was happening. So I want to say like February 2020, we had pitched them this idea basically to Pa, the bass player. He was really excited about it. And then we didn't really like hear from them for a bit. And then they were like, yeah, let's do it. So, and there was like a few people we were going to pitch, like sort of like doing like a comic or like a magazine as part of like their branding and merch line. So that was kind of how it all started, just like finding a gap in the market where like somebody wanted to do comics and they pay really well too. Which is always nice, like when you're doing like comic work.
Nice. Well, Jason Harris, you have to work that out with Ken. If you want to go by the 4C Studios to pick your art up, I'm sure you guys can work that out.
I was just typing a comment in YouTube, but yes, Jason, if you just message Ken.
Ken's
there
going,
he is.
no, I don't want Jason to come to my house anymore. He's saying no.
Well, actually, he got on and shook his head, so I guess that's a no, Jason. Sorry, bud.
I actually can I ask the audience a question? I would like to hear
Yeah.
from the audience.
Of course.
Ooh, you guys are on the
So
spot.
I would, so yeah, all you guys are on the spot over here. I would like to know what was like your sort of like best and worst encounter could be with like a comic artist or a celebrity. I want to hear sort of like juicy stories.
Ooh,
Wow.
that's a
Yeah.
good
Yeah,
one.
so
All right, guys, bring out the juicy stories.
listen, yeah.
Chris, tell them how awful I am. I'm a mean
What?
person.
Never.
I go, get away from my table.
You're blocking my view.
No.
My
Yeah,
favorite one is when I pop out because I'm always like crawling under tables when like one needs things, and so like I like hit people's legs by accident, or like I kick boxes out from underneath the table. It's and people are like, what
I
is
love
happening?
that. I love that. I'm tiny too, so I'm like, excuse me, sorry everybody.
I need to get through.
And for the longest time, so I thought that I was 5'1". The last time I went to the doctor, they go, what does that mean? So what's my height? Am I 5 foot? Am I 4'11"? So guys, I'm really tiny. I have no idea how tall I am, even though I say that I'm 5'1".
Yeah, I used to think I was 4'11". I have been told differently.
Are you shorter than 4'11"?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wow.
But I always
Oh
wear
my
heels. So you
That's so little.
Nick's like, oh my God, I can stand next to you and I can be taller. Yes.
We'll be like the tiniest people in the room. I love it.
yeah, it's pretty funny. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's one from Emilio. Oh, here's his good interaction. He got a free print from Michael Golden as his birthday fell on the day of the con that he met him.
See, that's a really nice one.
You know, that's similar to mine. I got a page from JJ and Doug on my birthday.
That's right.
A very nice page.
Yeah, Doug Mankey gave her a great page for her birthday. That was very sweet.
That's actually really nice. Trying to think of like if I had any negative interactions. I mean, probably the strangest one, but like I forgive that because like, you know, you don't know how somebody is on a certain day. Like, so I saw Val Kilmer years ago. He was actually at Big Apple Comic-Con. And so like, I forget how much like he was charging. I think it was like about $20 or something like that at the time. This is like nearly 15. Well, no, it's more than that now. I'm thinking it's probably like 17 years ago. So as like I'm like standing next to him taking the picture, I didn't realize what was happening, but like I lightened the photo and he's like this cross-eyed under his like dark shades. It was the funniest thing because I found out later that he's a bit of a practical joker. But it was really funny that he was like like he was smiling, but his eyes were like yeah. So that's sort of like a silly interaction, a fun interaction. But I met Adam West. He was always lovely. And Dana Snyder, you name it. But I'm trying to think. There's so many people like I've met over the years.
Yeah. So Linda says her crummiest artist encounter was a famous Disney duck artist that was more interested in getting coffee than talking to her. but every other artist has been great.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. I mean, I feel like when you go to a convention, it really is not so much about you anymore. You have to it's like you're trying to
Be
make the
on.
best possible experience for
Mhm.
the people coming in because especially there's like a lot of people with special needs and there's children. So you want to make that like because I know that somewhere I'm definitely a part of somebody's horror story. I know
Oh.
somewhere.
100%.
But yeah, but like I always want to make sure that like everybody gets like the best possible experience with me.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, there's just not an excuse for acting like that when you're in a place where people have brought you to be a guest. It's not like these people are approaching you on the street or at dinner. You
Yeah.
know, they're there to see you. You have a booth. You're there to be seen, and then to treat people badly is just like such a.
Oh, I don't even care. Like if like somebody interrupts me when I'm eating, I stop everything because they're like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "No, don't worry about it. I'm 100% fine. Like whatever you need." Because like, I don't know. I just feel like it's not that much to just give a little bit of your time. I mean, that's what everybody's there for. So I get it though. Like some people have bad days, but still.
Mhm.
Mikhail. Is that the good experience or the bad experience? Rushing to Peach's table. Peach and
Yeah.
Mocha.
Peach Momo's table was insane, I heard.
Yeah. At New York, that was one where they made the artist cry.
Really?
That was crazy. Yeah. There was a
Wow.
lot of
Fights.
stuff in between like dealers and collectors and just the line cutting or something. I don't know. It was very that area they did the artist alley in last year was a very condensed area and they had like it was just packed and it was pandemonium and yeah, so I think something happened where some people got into a shoving match.
Wow.
And, verbal and yeah.
And this is somebody made her Peach cry or
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
my
was
goodness.
crying. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
Then Emilio says one of his favorite artists to see at cons is Ken Lashley because he is so nice and fun to chat with and watching him work.
Yeah.
Craig is saying his worst experience is there's this Buffalo guy that always comes up to Toronto and wants Deadpool stuff. We all know who that is. Craig.
Wants Deadpool and Shikla stuff. That guy,
What a guy. What a guy, man. That's got to be annoying, Craig.
Yeah.
Gosh. How are we all friends with him?
Oh, let's see. Meet an artist at Heroes whose work I like. Stood at his table for a good 5 minutes. Gave monosympathetic responses. Very uninterested in engaging. Wasn't even drawing. There was no. Wow. That's not a very good.
Sometimes it's not great to meet your heroes, guys.
Yeah, that is a saying.
It's okay.
Emilio, are you talking about
I'm
Lashley
cool.
there? We're gonna put that back up if anyone else wants to join in. Oops.
Yeah. Well, let's see. When I graduated high school, I went to a convention and Butch Geis drew me a full
wow.
figure, and for my graduation, drew and wrote "Happy Birthday" on it. So that was kind of cool. That's how long I've been doing this, and that was 1990 or whenever.
Oh.
Yeah, I was about to say, what was that, like 30 years ago, give or take?
Yeah.
Craig's worst experience is when people come up for a commission request with 1 hour left on Sunday.
I know. Hey, Craig, how you doing?
Right.
That's so good.
Yeah.
See, I still like to do those commissions though, like the smaller ones. I'm like, I'll take them. Like I'll do them. Now everybody's gonna come up to me. It's like, do you want to do those? Like,
Hey, Nick. I remember what you said.
Right. Exactly. Hey, I know the show's over in 5 minutes, but can I get a multi-character sketch?
yeah, right.
You can draw quick, right? It's fine.
Can
Yeah,
do it.
totally. Don't worry about it.
I think like, and one interaction that I had with a fan, it was like they asked me to do like a smaller commission, then they never picked it up, just disappeared, never came back, never paid for it, nothing.
Wow.
I guess they
I'm like
didn't
that person
want
that
it.
checks back every day. I'm like, hey, just wondering.
And
Yeah.
that guys right there is why we're automatic invoicing now.
Yeah.
Oh, the non-payments.
Yeah. Sometimes when you do a live sketch show and people, I honestly think they just make suggestions so they can, it's almost like back in the telethon days when people used to make donations just to hear their name on the TV. I think people
Yeah.
suggest stuff and then they honestly don't have any intention of actually buying it or paying for it.
I don't know who this
I
is, but they
remember.
say you rock, Nick.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
Facebook
thank
user says
you.
Nick rocks. Now I have to know who Facebook user is.
making me open up Facebook again.
StreamYard is not getting anybody's money today. Not that it costs money to do that.
Alexander Barrett.
Oh.
Alexander, well,
I'm probably butchering your last name, Alexander, but she does rock indeed.
she
Thank
does.
you.
And
I appreciate that.
yeah, there you go. Craig always takes his payment up front because he's been left with work that nobody bought. But then there's the thing of where you're like, what do I do with this? The show's over. I don't want to, now I've got to take it home. And what happens, it's like, I'm not going to throw it away and I can't sell it because somebody else already paid for it. It's bad on both ends.
And Emilio, you know that we always work with people. So as long as, you message Ken, we're always willing to work with people.
Oh, Emilio, what are you even asking for?
Oh, here's Dustin's good ones.
Let's see. I think both of these guys do this a lot, but Bagley drawing spider on my son's head and
Hand.
Henry Winkler doing a
Hand.
magic trick for my daughter. Hand.
I love
Yeah, I got to
that.
get closer to my TV. We're both special. Yeah, that's fun. See, it's always good when they do a little extra stuff for the kids.
Yeah, Henry Winkler is probably the nicest celebrity I've ever met. He is, and I got to cheat because I went with Bill Morrison because Bill did did a Simpsonized version of him, and I was there to
That's
take
so
pictures
cool.
of Bill with it, and then
Yeah,
he let me take a picture with him.
Yeah, I used that exact same sketch that Bill did to go over and meet Henry Winkler myself. So that was a good in. That was a good in.
But yeah, he was so sweet. A trick with a quarter. He didn't do a magic trick for us. And his wife was so nice.
I think the best for me that I can think of was our friend Dave Akins last year. Like we were swamped at our table at Heroes last year, and Dave brought my commission to me at our table as opposed to me going and picking it up. So
right,
that was very nice.
Yeah.
I never got to leave the table the whole weekend. So
I thought you were going to say, when you were at Baltimore last year, and I had the artist. I'm sorry, I can't concentrate with Magneto on screen. I can't.
No.
I just figured let me go straight uniform and just, give it a shot.
Oh no.
Jason, welcome to 4C Live.
Jason has taken over 4C Comics Live.
Yes.
I actually tried to put on the Wolverine helmet and my head was like just too big. It was like up here.
Oh, your head was
big?
too big? I can't imagine.
Oh, no.
It's pretty cool. Ken, that'll fit you?
Let's see. Craig said one of his best experiences was when he met Brian Stelfreeze. And he was getting his art book signed, and Stelfreeze do a free remark. That's awesome.
By the way, Bruce has been beating the shit out of me since I've been here, like hurting my arms.
Oh my god.
Hold on, guys. We got another character. Bo. Here we go.
There it is.
23.
Oh Jesus.
I
Jason,
think it's the first time I've ever cosplay.
listen, this means you get to listen. You can control her now, because metal. And I'm just saying.
We got one more person coming. We got.
I'm just kidding. Nobody can control Monica.
That was
boom.
And then hold on. Oh my god. Sideshow Ken.
Oh
Oh
no.
my god.
Seriously, the whole
what are we getting into?
What is everybody drinking at the 4C?
Yeah, what are we getting into with the Carson Household?
Hold on. How do you
Oh my god.
How do I leave?
Wow.
I think he just literally disconnected the device.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He left.
Oh
All
my
right,
God.
cool, Ken. Amelia
Yeah,
said his favorite celeb was Jason David Frank when he was a huge Power Rangers fan, and it was such a nice treat to see him. Still sad.
it is very sad that he
Yeah,
he's
very
not with us
sad.
anymore. No, what I was saying earlier, Bacon, was I was going to say I thought one of your best experiences was at Baltimore when somebody got one of your art heroes to come by the table to bring you the page you just bought. I thought that was pretty cool.
That was pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie, but I thought the question was, the art, like your best interaction, like at the table with the artist or the celeb.
He came to your table.
That's my bad.
Yes, David Cassidy was one of John Cassidy. Sorry, not I don't know what I'm doing tonight. Came to the table because Bacon had gotten a piece, but he couldn't leave, so I picked it up, and he was there, and I was going to get him to sign it, and I was like, well, it's the end of the show. I was like, would you make my friend's day and come by the table? And he walked over and signed it at our table, which was amazing. So
yeah, that was awesome. Thank you again, Jeff. That was really cool.
I just thought, listen, like I said, I'd do anything for you guys.
It's hard it's hard to get a sketch from John, but I own a page from Astonishing, which is one of my favorite books of all time.
Absolutely.
So I'm very happy, very happy.
Yeah, Amelia, I wasn't fishing for everybody to tell them how much I helped them out or like them. That's really not what I was trying to do. But I was very happy you got that jam.
Fractured Fets is on the money. He met Jeremy Bullock in Edinburgh, the actor who portrayed Boba Fett. That was his dream.
Very nice.
Nice.
And his name is Fractured Fett, so he was very excited.
Yes, Paul, and I did a little Partridge Family switch up there. I grew my Cassidy versus my Cassidy.
Gotta love Paul calling us out whenever he joins the shows. I think Monica's trying to join, but she doesn't know how to. So, Monica, you want to let her in?
Oh, gosh.
This show has gone off the rails.
I feel like it might be time to
welcome to 4C, Nicole. Welcome to 4C.
And I'm nearly done, too.
Oh, wow. Blow up that Shikla. Let's take a look at that.
Muted them. They're so loud.
Oh my gosh. Hey, can you make that Shikla full screen?
Yes. You're going to have to give me a second because this is not my forte.
Look at that. Oh. Wow.
Very
Nearly
nice.
there.
Look at that.
Nearly there.
So once again, guys, this is available for $250. We'll post these photos up tomorrow.
It is not Mike's, Paul.
Yeah, I need a better camera setup.
Yeah. So we've got that. She has a couple other pre-done ones that she's sort of she has a Harley Quinn that's completely finished, guys. And she's got a couple other bare bones there. Look at that, Harley. Another beautiful piece. These are all available for $250. She's also got a punchline and an X23 kind of started. But these are going to be available for purchase, $250. They're 8.5 by 11. Gorgeous. We're going to take a very limited list for her that we're going to post on the 4C page. And anybody who wants to get on it now, $250. Any character of your choice. Benham has not claimed the Shikla yet. No, Paul.
I told Paul. I already texted him. I said it looks way better than yours, buddy. Way better.
Guys are so mean.
That's so
wow.
funny.
Let's see Paul's last comment. Then why is he drawing her? Who's going to buy that?
Shikla's pretty popular, Paul.
Yeah,
she has an
Not
action
crazy.
figure. I saw an action figure. If you got an action figure, you're pretty popular.
Yeah, she is pretty popular. You'd be surprised. So.
Yeah.
You got shipping to do?
Oh,
There we go.
I accidentally unmuted Monica.
Well, let's see. So we got those pieces, guys. We have about 7 left on the list. If anybody wants to claim now, it's your last chance before we post it. I think we're going to stop making Nick in this insanity of 4C, and Ken's going to come back to his seat.
Yeah, we can't like make her want to leave already, guys.
Exactly. It'll be the first and last show.
First and last show.
But thank you guys, everybody, for joining us tonight. Remember, Bacon and Ken are going to be in Philly this coming weekend with Mike DiCarlo and Jim Shooter. We'll all be at Heroes in a couple weeks. Go ahead.
And Captured.
And that's right, Captured will be in Philly. So if you want to see Wolverine and Captain America and Magneto, they will all be there with Sponge Ken, Sideshow Ken.
Sideshow Ken.
There you go.
I only wear that when I'm around Bill.
But thank you guys all so much for joining us tonight. And thank you, Nick, for being part of this crazy family. And we can't wait
Thank you.
to see all this stuff. And I know this stuff. I know all these commissions are going to go off in like 5 minutes when we post this tomorrow. But everybody out there, thank you so much. And we'll be here next week. Ken, we're doing a Wheel of Deals next week, right?
No, next week is Agnes Garbowska.
Oh,
Agnes is back.
For the 17 of you that are still watching, there's your special news right there.
It always pays to stay on till the end.
Always stays the pay on to the end.
There you go. So thank you guys so much and have a wonderful night. And we'll see you guys next week